Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for March 15th, 2013. It's currently 8:51 a.m. It's a Friday, getting ready for the weekend, and we have the St. Patrick's Day parades this weekend as well. So that should be a lot of fun, and also the marathon. So we have a lot of stuff going on throughout the tri-state area. Now, last year, I was checking out some records, and last year it was 70 degrees. This year, not so much. More like, let's say, 45 degrees. Yeah, it's not exactly as warm as we'd all would like it to be, but at the very least today it's going to be dry. Currently, we have temperatures in the lower to mid 20s over much of the northern interior and upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast with a nice westerly wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, at times gusting to about 20 miles per hour this morning. These winds coming off of the Appalachians will warm us up nicely into the mid to upper 40s over the northern interior and upper 50s to lower 50s along the coast. Again, nowhere near as warm as it was last year. It's off by about 20 degrees, but at the very least, it's dry. So what can we expect for this upcoming weekend? Well, as you can see on the radar, we really don't have much in the way of any organized precipitation areas. We do have a few snow showers here coming off of the Great Lakes. Most of this is lake enhanced and will not reach the Philadelphia or New York City metropolitan area. Taking a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see one area low pressure over portions of Ontario, Canada, and we have another area low pressure back here in the northern plains and another one over the Mississippi River Valley. These low pressure systems will converge and drive towards the mid-Atlantic coast by tomorrow morning. Now, these low pressure systems are basically pretty dry, and the majority of the lifting is going to remain south of Philadelphia. So, yes, there's a threat for an isolated shower here or there, not a washout in any means necessary. In fact, most locations will remain completely dry tomorrow with some variable cloud cover and temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Sure, it's not the most pleasant weather conditions in terms of temperatures, but again, most locations will remain dry. You could see a brief sprinkle or a snow flurry, maybe a brief heavy downpour over southern New Jersey during the afternoon hours, but overall not a significant low pressure system at all. Taking a look at the water vapor satellite picture, this block is going to be very important for next week in terms of some potential ice over the northern interior. Otherwise, you can see we have a rather progressive pattern over the Pacific with disturbance after disturbance moving into the west coast, moving into the plains, and eventually heading towards the northern mid-Atlantic, keeping an active and cool weather pattern in place. Taking a look at the latest European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website, you can see that by this evening, we have high pressure generally in control. We have a few disturbances passing to the north. No big deal, really. Dry conditions can be expected. For tomorrow, that low area low pressure passes to the south. Notice it's pretty weak. Really doesn't have much in the way of moisture. Plenty of a strong thermal gradient. But again, with a lack of moisture, really not much in the way as far as precipitation is going to be expected. And the way that the winds are converging over the region, I really don't expect much of any type of significant impact. Sunday, generally a dry weather day. High pressure will be in control with scattered cloud cover and temperatures remaining chilly in the mid 40s to lower 50s. Again, not too terribly cold here, but still a bit of a nuisance. The one good positive here is that we're going to have a higher sun angle. Therefore, temperatures at 850 millibars are not as cold for the surface as they would be, let's say, for January or February. Now, here we have for Monday. Now, this is going to be interesting to watch here because this high pressure system is going to be shifting towards the Canadian Maritimes to the east. But you can clearly see here what's called a cold air damming signature. It's when the pressure lines here kind of kink like this. Now, what this is telling me is that cold air is being funneled down the east coast. The only problem is that this cold air isn't exactly the coldest that we've seen. I mean, it is March after all. So what we're going to be dealing with here is some precipitation moving into a cold air mass that's retreating. So in portions of northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, specifically around northern Sussex County, the Hudson River Valley, north of White Plains, and central and northern Connecticut will be at the threat late Monday night through early Tuesday morning for some snow, sleet, and freezing rain. How much accumulates really depend on two factors. One, how fast does the precipitation actually reach the ground after what's called virga, evaporation and cooling? And two, how long does the precipitation remain frozen before giving way to a strong easterly wind ahead of a warm front? Right now, I really can't define those details. Just know that there is a threat for some sleet and freezing rain for your northern interior. Along the coast, this is all rain, no big deal. Temperatures will rise into the mid to upper 30s well before this precipitation actually hits. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if most locations never touch freezing along the coast and you remain anywhere from 32, 33 to 35, and then temperatures rise from there on out. And then on Tuesday afternoon, you're going to have temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, possibly touching 60 degrees in southern New Jersey as this cold front approaches the region, and basically mid 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior. So basically, I'm expecting everyone to change over to rain, and that rain will be heavy at times on Tuesday afternoon as a new area of low pressure develops to the eastern Long Island. Now, if you're in, let's say, New England or let's say like northern Maine, this storm looks like it's going to be a pretty heavy snow producer. So if you're heading up towards New England, that's where you want to go if you're looking for heavy snow. Otherwise, this looks like pretty much a rain event for the northern mid-Atlantic. Moving on beyond that point, our storm blows up over the Canadian Maritimes and kind of lingers over northern Maine as far as the upper level low. And that's going to keep us cool and unsettled. Now, I'm expecting scattered cloud cover, but don't be surprised if you see a scattered rain or snow shower rotating around this upper level low on Wednesday and again on Thursday, with temperatures remaining pretty much below normal, with lows in the upper 20s to mid 30s and highs in the lower to mid 40s over the northern interior and upper 40s to lower 50s along the coast. As you can see, for the rest of the forecast period into next weekend, remain on the chilly side, but that cold air is moderating, and what we'll see here is a gradual moderation back into the 50s as this cold air mass starts to really lose its punch and a more zonal pattern starts to take place over the United States. Look for this strong jet max right here to basically drive through the United States and force a lot of this high latitude blocking to the north. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, to become a premium member, that's only $10 a month. Not that bad, right? I'll have the latest weather information for you as we move forward. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and stay safe out there.